I wonder how you would feel if on July 4th, 2026, you lost $5,000 like that. Then 2 days later, you realized that you might also lose another $25,000 through essentially the same scam. that's, that's what happened to me. I recorded some videos, and this morning, it's 4:17 in the morning. I want to give you an overview of the whole process here, and then each video that follows this talks about my day-to-day thinking as I approach possibly losing that $25,000 after I had already lost the 5,000. And I talk about a bunch of other things related to loss in general. This is just one loss, and really it's just money. It's a lot of money, but I've lost a lot of other things in my life. I've lost family members. I've lost marriages. I've lost friendships. And loss is a really difficult thing, I think, for most of us to get through. And oftentimes for myself, I tend to laugh at myself for the silly mistakes I make and hopefully learn along the way. So let me grab my coffee here. I'm going to take a seat and explain to you real briefly the overview of my foray this summer into crypto. Let me get some coffee. So I like to add a little bit of water to my coffee. I guess it's like an Americano. this this crypto deal really had to do with what's called an airdrop. And what is an airdrop? An airdrop is effectively getting free crypto tokens. And I've done this many times in the past. There's various ways you can do this. A lot of times it has to do with interacting with a particular financial protocol. Okay. For example, back in, I think it was 2021, there was this crypto exchange where you could buy crypto, you could swap crypto, and it was called 1inch. I think it's probably still around. And 1inch, I interacted with 1inch a singular time, one time. And just because my particular crypto wallet address, my public address, was associated with 1inch, for that one interaction, eventually they had an airdrop. I received that airdrop, and that airdrop was worth something over $4,000, right? So this can be very lucrative. A lot of people try to game this system in some way or another. Now, the way you get an airdrop just depends upon the particulars of that airdrop. So fast forward to July. There's a particular meme coin that I'm interested in. I don't want to give you the name. I don't want to come across like I'm shilling some meme coins. I would, in fact, never tell my friends to buy meme coins. They're probably the riskiest part of crypto, and it's not really the fundamental piece of crypto, but it's fun, and it has to do with social contagion and trying to figure out where the mind share is going. Anyway, this particular meme coin is associated with another financial protocol, a trading platform, kind of similar to an exchange. This trading platform, what you had to do is you had to connect your wallet to the trading platform, effectively have in that wallet this particular meme coin. Then you also needed to connect your social media to this, like my X handle, my Twitter or X handle. The idea at the time was go and post on X about this meme coin, try to generate interest, and as you do that, you will get rewarded with an airdrop. That's the basics behind this. Now, when I connected my wallet to the user interface of this, there's my cat Jax. He's crying in this morning. So he's a loud boy. He's a Siamese. He's a loud boy. You might hear him. So when I connected my wallet to this trading platform, there was a bit of a problem with the user interface where it was not showing that I was holding the token in my wallet where in fact I was. And I noticed there was a lot of other people online talking about this very same issue. Effectively, then I came across some script, some computer code that I thought was going to fix this issue of the user interface. I had run this computer script in my Mac OS terminal Little did I know that this script was, in fact, a Trojan horse, if you will, to access my computer. And that's exactly what had happened. It accessed my computer when I was using my this particular crypto wallet, a MetaMask hot wallet, just a wallet that I don't keep a lot of tokens in. I kind of trade a little more regularly with it, although I'm not someone that normally day trades. The shortest intervals for me are typically on the order of weeks. That's still pretty short. Usually I like to hold on for years. So I had downloaded, I was running this script on terminal, and little did I know that I was basically giving away my seed phrase for this particular hot wallet. So, this was early one morning on July 4th. I had left, I came back later and found that that wallet was completely empty of everything. Okay, my heart drops, it was something like $5,100 or something worth of tokens. That stings. Then it wasn't but a couple days later I realized that this particular wallet, the private key that was associated with this wallet, also was connected to some tokens that were held in a staking contract. Now, what I mean by a staking contract is I had some other crypto tokens that were on a different platform, and the only way I could access them was through this particular wallet that had already been hacked. I had these other tokens on this platform because I was earning interest on these tokens. And it's passive income effectively. So I was earning interest on this. And this particular protocol or platform, if you want to remove those tokens from the platform, you have to initiate what's called an unbonding transaction. Now, this platform, when you initiated this unbonding, it takes 28 days for them to actually release your tokens. Now, there's reasons behind that. I don't want to go into that right now, but effectively, I realized at that point, some 2 days later, that my tokens were about to be released 28 days after the unbonding because the hacker knew this. They saw my wallet and saw that they could get these additional tokens, which was worth more, some $25,000, plus whatever interest I had accrued, which I didn't really know at the moment. I hadn't paid attention. So they initiated that unbonding. So at that point, I knew that there was a race, that when this unbonding occurred, which happened to be August 1st, there was a chance that I could actually get these tokens back. So the tokens were going to be released, and they either would go to the hacker or possibly I could get them back if I use some tricks of the blockchain and some external help to get those tokens. So I decided to go ahead and record videos every day, every few days, thinking about this process of losing these tokens, and also going through a lot of other issues bubbling around in my mind this summer. So that is a background to the videos that are unfolding.
It's July 18, 13 days, 12 hours, 54 minutes until I find out whether my little Linky tokens are going to be snagged by a hacker. Yep. July 4th, you guys, just a reminder. I was really dumb with my seed phrase, my private key. Someone got it, and they initiated the unbonding of my Chainlink, staked at Chainlink, and they're gonna get it on August 1st, possibly. But I'm hopefully I'm gonna put in a fight and see if I can't get that back. We'll see what happens. I'm doing a daily countdown. It's gonna be published after the fact because I just don't want this hacker to know anything about what I'm doing, because maybe they'll be real complacent. I don't really know how some of these things work. This is the technical stuff. I'm more a high-level thinker, and so, my guess is if I use Flashbot's white hat service, I think the notion is to effectively front run the transaction, try to stuff a bunch of Ethereum to the validator, kind of like an MEV sort of situation, and make that the preferred ordering of the transactions. And so hopefully those tokens will then go to my white hat savior, and then they'll take a 10% fee, fingers crossed. So obviously they'll have my private key so they could just run away with it. But um, I'm hoping to get it back. It'd be great if I didn't make a really big mistake. I obviously, I'm losing my spot in the staking pool. I'm not getting that back. So, you know, a few losses in this whole situation. The one thing about this is really after it happened, it really made me, for whatever reason, along with some other things happening in my life, decided I'm just going to make a YouTube channel. And maybe I was freaking out, like I'm going to lose all my investments. I need to do something else to maybe make some more side money. So it did push me in that direction. So, I'm always of the mind frame that the difficult things in your life are teaching lessons, maybe that's the lesson, or it pushed me in that direction to start a YouTube channel. And that channel is kind of focused on, I actually did 2 channels, one on crypto, one on, I'm not exactly sure, so maybe some just general teaching life stuff, but I thought maybe I can put together a channel that the inroad is crypto, but I think a lot of us guys that are in crypto, we have a lot of a similar mindset, specifically what I think about is risk. We're usually highly tolerant of risk, and that is peppered throughout probably the rest of our lives, the other activities we're interested in, et cetera, and how that affects us. And I know, it's given me a really colorful life, but also, here I am, fucking losing money left and right. So, I like to have not a boring life. That's for sure. So summer hasn't been boring. Well, that's where we're going with this thing. I'm curious out there. I'm hoping that some people will, maybe find some affinity to this channel. I'd love to hear your stories about all this. And I was thinking about another time when I lost some Chainlink tokens again. And this is in Bancor. There's a protocol called Bancor, which is, I don't know what you want to call it. It's a protocol where you could basically stick tokens and you could earn interest on them. And it seemed relatively safe. And there were some version swaps. This is a while ago now, and I don't remember exactly the details. But at some point, my tokens got frozen and I couldn't get access to them. And a lot of other people had this too. It was like big deal. A lot of people talking about this, especially on Biz, and like everybody's freaking out. And it was silly. I shouldn't have done it, but that seemed relatively safe. But I lost several thousand Link tokens then. It's been a long road since I first discovered really Chainlink. It was really the most interesting crypto for me, and that was pre-mainnet, just before mainnet dropped back in 2019. It was May 31st. It was the end of May or something. And I was clued in by a friend that I've named before, Sensei, clued me into this. And to me, it really seems like that's where value, at least a good portion of value in the Web3 space, will accrue. I just don't get the whole layer 1 thesis. There's just so many layer 1s. And then you see banks making their own permissioned layer 1s, and you have Canton Network and all these other things. It's just like it's going to be a multi-chain world. So, and I think block space is going to be a commodity, and the race to the lowest cost block space, along with whatever is deemed appropriate security is going to come out of that. So, who am I to say? I'm a high-level thinker. I'm not down in the weeds, so we'll see how that plays out. But anyway, 13 days, 12 hours, 49 minutes. You guys, I'm going to sign off today. I'm, again, so busy lately. These animals of mine are begging for their dinner, and I'm cooking up some chicken for my dog right now. She has a kidney issue, so she has to eat her special diet, so I make her chicken thighs. Yeah. So, all right. I hope everyone else is out there doing well, and you're not getting scammed before the big bull run here. Take care.